Hello everybody. Are you guys ready to craft with me? Let's decorate these cute little houses. They're wooden and we'll decorate them. Give me just 1 second to pull up my comments. All right. So these are Chuck Couture houses. They're wooden shapes, and I love all their wooden shapes. They are really heavy duty. They're solid. They come already painted, and you can do a lot of different things for them with them. In the wintertime, you can make them into gingerbread houses if you get the right transfer. Today, we're going to use this transfer that is called House Patterns. And as you can see, you have some background patterns that you can use. And you also have some different words that you can put on them. So let's go ahead and open up this transfer and pick one or two. They come in these resealable bags. And it's just a vinyl, not vinyl, it's a silkscreen transfer on a backer. So what you do is you cut along these lines individual lines to get the individual patterns. I do that pretty quickly here. There's a couple different ways you can do this. You can cut through the backer to separate them, or you can cut through just the transfer, keep the backer whole. I just end up cutting the whole transfer off. For me, it's easier. When you're done with these, you're going to want to put them back on the backer. Hi, if you're watching, please say hello. I'd love to hear where you're watching from. And of course, I could have done these ahead of time, but I thought you guys would like to watch me cut these apart. I hope everybody had a great day, great weekend. It was a holiday weekend. It was Easter. Things might have gotten back a little more to normal for your family. Mine was halfway normal. So we get to spend a little bit of time with family. And then we came back home and here we are. Oh. So it was a great weather day, starting to get a little hot here in Arizona. Seems like the days are a lot longer already, more daylight. Okay, I've got these all cut apart. So now we just need to decide what we want to put on them. You know, I think I really like this one, the family. And I don't think I want a background design on this. So I'm going to go ahead and peel up the transfer. This is a trick I learned from another designer. I was always trying to peel them from the corner and they were hard. But if you just kind of flick the middle, they come right off. So thank you to my fellow crafter who taught me that. Now these are sticky on the back. It helps them stick to the surface that you're working with. So what we want to do is we want to fuzz them a little bit. This is a fuzzing cloth, but you could use a towel, you could use your shirt. You are just trying to decrease some of the stickiness so that it doesn't hurt your surface or your transfer. And these are brand new, so they are pretty sticky. These transfers, by the way, you can reuse between 8 to 12 times, they say, but if you take really good care of them, they should last longer. What you want to use if you are putting a transfer on a painted or wooden surface is this surface wax. It just helps protect the surface. Sometimes the surface may be uneven and it may peel up some of the painted surface, or the paint, since the surface is uneven, the paint may bleed underneath it. So I'm just going to get a paper towel. I am just going to rub a little bit on here. And you won't see it, but it does help so much. Okay, I'm gonna place my transfer on here. Okay, so I want to make sure it's completely on. This Y is right up to the top and this F is actually off a little bit. So if I move it over to the right a little bit, the Y is off a little bit, the end of the Y. That's okay. The heart looks good. It looks evenly spaced. You want to go ahead and rub the edges of your transfer. Wherever it's white is where the paste is going to go through. And you want that to have a good seal around it so that it doesn't bleed and you have a crisp line. You don't want any bubbles or any lifting. So that looks good to me. I'm going to start with this Couture Coral paste. It's a brand new, it's a Creamy Dreamy formula. When you open up the Creamy Dreamy formulas, you probably just need to stir it a little bit. They are new and reformulated and they're wonderful. I'm going to spread some on with my spatula, then get a small squeegee. It's just a rubber squeegee. And I'm just going to smooth this paste over that area. Whatever's extra, I'm going to put back in the jar. So we don't waste anything. And I'm going to use this color called Tide on the word family. Now this one's one of our older formulas. And they do tend to dry out sometimes because they're just chalk. They're chalk in a creamy form. And so I sprayed some distilled water in it. This bottle only contains distilled water for me. I sprayed some in here and I mixed it around. The consistency you're looking for is like a pudding, creamy pudding. And you just do your best to get it to that texture. This one's not quite, there's a big difference between the old formula and the new formula, but it will still work perfectly. So I'm going to get some, smooth it on, and that's quite a bit. And I am going to get a paper towel, clean off that squeegee from the pink. I can clean that off. I can clean that off with just regular water. So I'm just going to squirt it on my paper towel. Okay? And I'm going to wipe it off, make it clean. Comes right off. I'm going to spread my Tide paste. And I'm just going to kind of move it around where there isn't any paste. I'm going to cover that area. And I'm pressing down, but not very hard. I'm just trying to get it into that silk screen. Cover up this F. It's so easy, it's quick. I love this stuff, guys. I take off my excess, put it back in my jar. And then, do you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to reveal this, and let's see how it is. I do see a couple bubbles in my heart. Let's see. Couple little bubbles in my heart. I just want to make sure those are smoothed down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. Now when I reveal, I'm just going to peel up from the center. I don't want to stretch out my transfer. I'm just going to peel it. And I'm going to go slow to make sure I have good coverage on everything. And I can see that right here at the end, my teal had a little skip spot. So I'm going to go ahead and redo that. And I'm going to continue down and make sure that everything's covered as I peel. I had some bleeding going on this one. My paste may have been too wet. Okay, let's see. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Okay, I have a spot. Can you guys see it? in my heart where it kind of pulled up the paste. This paste dries very quickly, and so you normally want to work pretty quick, but if you have a problem like that, it's because the paste dried in the screen. And so I'm going to add a little bit of water on my finger, and wet it down a little bit, and then we're going to pull it up and see what happens. Still a little bit. Smooth it over. Push it through that transfer again. And now I'm concerned that the rest have dried on there. Let's see. Okay. It's still. Okay, that looks better. Almost there. Okay, we're going to peel it off. And there it is. Once the transfer is done, I'm going to put it on another cloth and I'm going to spray it just so I can clean it. So I'll begin the cleaning process spraying it with water, just regular water. And then here's how my design looks. So I do have a little bit of pink missing, and it looks like my family, my word family, bled just a little bit because my paste was probably a little bit too wet. So I can do a couple things. I can get a small paintbrush or a stick or anything actually to kind of cover up the part where the pink was kind of messed up. My pink squeegee. Just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. And as far as the family, I can clean it up with a detail tool, or I can try a little bit after it dries. But if this is still wet, which it is right now, I could also try to remove it with water. And I think I just might do that. Let me remove the word family with water. Since it's wet, it will probably come up. There might be some staining because it is a darker color, but I did use the surface wax which might help with the staining. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty stained. But I also have my board eraser. I can wet it. This is like a magic sponge, except there's no chemicals or cleansers in it. So watch how this cleans it up. Still going to be a little bit of ghosting and shadowing. But I think for the most part it's all going to come up. Yeah, that got it pretty good. Okay, so here's what it looks like now. So I want to dry it a little bit with my heat tool. Sorry guys, I thought I had this ready for you. Plug this in. Let's plug this in. To our maze of wires. There we go. I'm going to wax it again. That's what helped it come off so easily that time. It was wet and the wax. So I'm going to wax it right here again. So when you wax, it also kind of fills in some of those grooves or uneven spaces from the surface. And, oops, now I have to clean off my transfer. It fills those in so it creates a more level playing field. So hopefully it won't bleed as much. So to clean this transfer, I just got it on my dry mat here. I wet it down and I'm just going to wipe it with my board eraser. And you want to wipe both sides. And I'm going to use it again right away. So if I wouldn't have wet it right away, I think I would have just put it back down. But it's okay, we'll make it work. And it is kind of wet still. You know, I think I'm going to let it dry for a second and we'll go on to the other house just so it gets its sticky back. So we'll put this one aside. We're going to get our second house. Let's choose a, I really like this herringbone. So since it is a new transfer, it's sticky, I'm going to fuzz it. Remember, you just take it from the middle, pull it down, and kind of put it on the cloth and lift it. Pick it up and put it on the cloth. And I'm going to do it about 3 times. Now, I'm going to wax this. I don't remember whether I did or not, but I don't think I did. Place my transfer, my reusable silkscreen transfer on my surface. Make sure it's straight and lined up. Press it down as much as you can. Now there's not a whole lot of green sticky surface to put on here, but there's enough. It looks like it might be a little crooked. Okay. So for this, we've got a color that I'd like to use called eucalyptus. And this one I'm going to stir around. I'm going to smooth some paste on and get a squeegee. I'm just going to smooth that paste on nice and evenly. Make sure I get the edges. I'm going to start removing the excess paste and putting it back in the jar. Okay, let's see if this one works. I'm going to peel it slowly. Now, if there's anything that I don't like, I can repair it as I'm peeling. So So far, so good, guys. Yes. And here's what it looks like. And I'd like to go ahead and put, can you guys see the color? Something else on the top of this. I don't know if I want windows and doors. I don't want any backgrounds. I could do the windows. There's a couple different options for windows. There's a door, a smaller heart, I could layer on top and do Love Makes Our House a Home. I could put Home Sweet Home on there. I kind of like this Love Makes Our House a Home. Let's go ahead and dry this bottom layer. You always want to dry your paste before you put another layer on. Okay, also I want to put another layer of chalk over that bottom layer before we add the sticker. If I add the decal on, the transfer on without the wax, I'm just going to lightly rub this on here. It could pull the bottom layer of paste up. So I'm not giving it a lot of pressure. I'm just kind of lightly rubbing on it. Okay, I'm going to take our decal, peel it off. Let's fuzz it. And this is really important because we don't want that bottom layer of paste to come up. It's kind of dry and it does have wax. We want to protect it. Okay. Love Makes Our House a Home. Smooth it on from the center out. Go around all your silk screen areas. Make sure there aren't any bubbles. Actually, I want to squirt this real quick. This time I'm going to use this Colonial Blue. It's an older formula once again, but it's still pretty creamy. I'm going to put some here and there and everywhere. Get a squeegee and smooth it on. I have way too much paste. It really doesn't take much paste. I tend to put it on thicker in the beginning and then drag it all off just to make sure I have good coverage. But yeah, look, I still have a whole lot more to take off. So this pass through, I'm going to take off the extra and I'm going to try and make it smooth over the words and letters. Okay, I'm going to peel it up slowly. success, guys. What do you think? You guys see it? It's hard to see, I know. I think it looks cute. I'm not going to decorate these anymore, but you could do maybe a ribbon across to make a roof. You could do raffia to make it like a thatched roof. You could do Jenga blocks to make it like a tile roof. You could add a bird if you had a bird decal. But I'm going to leave it just like this. I'm going for plain and simple. I'm going to finish up our other one. We waxed it. And what were we going to put on that? Oh, yeah. So let's try this family one again. It's a little sticky. I'm just going to add it back over. I'm going to try to get the heart repositioned, even though we're not going to redo the heart. Just for placement's sake, I'm going to try to line it up. Okay. And then I'm going to smooth this on. And remember last time we had the bleeding problem. So I'm really going to go over all the letters, make sure that it's adhered well to the surface. And remember we waxed it, so that should help. Okay, it's really adhered. I don't feel any bubbles. So this time, instead of using that Tide, which I think was part of the problem, it probably had a little bit too much water in it since I tried to reconstitute it, I'm going to use this same Colonial Blue. Probably coordinate better that way anyway. Feel free to click the heart button if you're enjoying this video. One thing about my videos is I always show you how easy it is to correct mistakes, what you can do if you run into trouble. And how to switch things up if you need to. So feel free to like the page and follow the page. I'd really appreciate it. You can also share the video if you know anybody who loves crafts that you think would enjoy this. Okay, let's peel this up. So much better, guys. We have crisp lines on this and no bleeding. Family. So it was because I tried to make that paste a little smoother. Either I didn't stir it well enough or I didn't give it enough time to absorb the water, the extra water, so that Tide had some problems. So what I'll do with that is I'll go ahead and try to mix it up. I have a little small mixer that I can maybe blend that water in. I'll let it sit for a day or so and check it and make sure it's okay, and then we'll check it. But this is, that was definitely much better. So here's our project today. 2 little house cutouts. They're very cute, but look what's on the back. Absolutely nothing. So you could put something else on the back. So we could actually do another design. We could do the Home Sweet Home. We could do I have other transfers that I could put on here, maybe a fern leafy type thing or floral on the back. Also, I know last year they came out with some gingerbread house patterns. If you have those, or if they come out again next year, you could put those on the back, and those are really cute. But I think these did come out good. I think we learned a little bit about the paste again and how to reconstitute it and make sure it doesn't bleed. But I really like these, and I love this product, guys. I really do. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you do too. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.